If you're up early, so are we. Entertaining talk radio.
Winning.
Hear us on 1260 AM and 96.1 FM.
Talking Guns with your host, Kate Kruger, is back.
Good morning. This is Kate Kruger, Talking Guns on Arizona Gun Radio. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about training. I know I'm on a run here now. And we have Nathan Ackerman, who is of Broomall Tactical. Now, Nathan, you've been doing training in Minnesota for like 3 years, tactical training as well as other types of training. What are you bringing to the state of Arizona?
Well, we try and take a holistic approach to our training. It's not simply movement and shooting drills and multiple target acquisition, which a lot of people do and do well, but we also try and bring in the psychological aspects of it as well. You talked earlier, last week I believe, about the different conditions that you can be in: white, yellow, orange, and red. And, David Grossman has talked about condition black in his books before as well. And we truly see it as doing a disservice to our students, whether beginner or advanced students, if we don't try and prepare them a little bit to stay out of condition black, both before, during, and after the engagement.
Now, would you do me a favor, because we've talked about the white, yellow, orange, and red with our listeners. Mostly black is a military-type color code, and I know what it represents, but would you explain to our listeners what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned earlier, condition red is when you're in the fight and you're dealing with the situation. Condition black is when you let, David Grossman called it the puppy dog inside take over, and the base instincts kick in, and you lose a lot of that ability to logically and rationally deal with the situation and move forward. It's the true essence of the fight or flight response.
Yeah, that's correct. And I think in a lot of our history, when you talk about like Viking history or anything, that would have been referred to as, you've heard the term berserker, and that's what that terminology would be, is when somebody goes into cold black.
Absolutely.
And that's a very, very good point. And a lot of us don't teach that because we want people to understand that they want to be contained into the code red and don't let themselves slip through, because a little bit of your humanity is lost through that code.
Absolutely.
This is Kate Kruger, Talking Guns on Arizona Gun Radio, and I'm here with Nate Ackerman from Broomall Tactical. You've got some classes coming up. Actually, you've got one coming up very quickly, a rifle course. What does that rifle course contain? What is it that they need to do to register, and what do they need for the course?
Absolutely. Well, the tactical rifle course is coming up on the 26th and 27th of this month. It is a 2-day course, 8 hours a day. And basically, we're starting with the assumption that they understand basic safety, weapon maintenance, and all the basic fundamentals that are required to be a safe shooter. And then we go from there. And we will obviously touch on safety and fundamentals to make sure that everyone is safe on the range. However, we start going into the practical use of that rifle for a tactical or defensive situation. So we start touching on movement to your target, movement while shooting, shooting positions, multiple target acquisition and engagement, and doing those types of drills that actually take you from just knowing how to accurately pull the trigger to how to become proficient with your rifle.
Now, which rifle do you recommend for that? What type of rifle do you recommend for that?
Personally, I'm a huge fan of the AR-15 platform. However, in the past, we've had many people come through with Mini 14s, AK-47s, basically anything up to a .308. So AR-10s are allowed, but we don't go any larger caliber than that in these courses.
It'd be a little tough to do the shoot and move with the 50 cal.
Yes, it would.
But nonetheless, it would be fun. Now, you've also got a pistol class coming up, December 10th and 11th?
Correct.
And can you give us, is this a basic tactical type class?
Yeah, this one's actually very similar to the tactical rifle class that I was just talking about, except that it focuses on the pistol, which is great for people like myself that conceal carry regularly, great for law enforcement, anyone that's concerned enough with their safety to carry on a regular basis. This is not a course where we're going through and doing room clearance. What we're doing is we're teaching the basic skills and basic to intermediate skills that you need to be the step above your attacker.
That's excellent stuff. Do you teach now? I have a quick question, and I want to go back to the rifle course real quick. Do you teach transition?
On the rifle course?
Yeah, from handgun to rifle?
Oh, absolutely. That's a big part of what we're doing. Weapons transition to pistol, weapons malfunction clearance, all of those types of drills are things that we focus heavily on.
Well, the reason I ask in rifle or in carbine or however you want to refer to it is that most of the time the reason people use the carbine is either they're transitioning to it or they've got it and they're transitioning from it to a pistol. And 9 out of 10 times they're going to have a pistol on their side. So, and Bree, my ever-curious Bree, on the other side, is asking what a carbine is. Can you give her a quick rendition of what a carbine is?
Carbine is it's a rifle, a tactical rifle, usually a shorter barrel, and it's anything from the AR-15 is a perfect example of a carbine rifle, as is the Mini-14.
And also, if you go back into your military rifle, your .30 caliber M1A1s, the little ones. So they're small rifles. They're small, easy to manage, easy to manipulate rifles, and that makes it cool. This is Kate Kruger talking guns on Arizona Gun Radio. And I'm over here talking to Nate Ackerman of Brummel Tactical, and we're talking about classes that he's got coming up. How do people register for your class?
Oh, absolutely. We have a website at www.brummeltactical.com. We also have a Facebook page, so just search for Brummel Tactical on Facebook, and you'll find the courses listed there. Other than that, feel free to give us a call at 480-336-8998, and we'll be happy to get you set up.
I'm absolutely jealous of you. You're brave enough to go on Facebook. I've been a big chicken about it.
I'm still working up to Twitter.
Well, I'm hearing good things about your classes, and that's very good. And I know that you have an excellent instructor in Patrick Easter as well, who is spent 22 years in the Marine Corps, and he has got to be a true asset for Brummel.
Oh, absolutely. He's a fantastic instructor, and we're very lucky to have him.
Not to mention he's a downright nice guy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Thank you very much, Nate, for being on the show with us today. This is Kate Kruger, and I'm talking guns on Arizona Gun Radio, but stay with us because we have Peggy Tataro from Women and Guns magazine, and we're going to talk about the longevity of a great, great publication. We will be right back.
You're listening to Arizona Gun Radio and Talking Guns with your host, Kate Kruger, live from Scottsdale, Arizona.